Welcome back to my animal education series. I'm here with Sean at the Kansas City Zoo. Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good. So what do we have back here?
Well, we have a serval that's up on top of the rocks. Caracal. This used to be our serval exhibit. Our caracal is up on top of the rocks, hiding what a lot of cats will do that are prey animals or looking for prey to pounce on. So hopefully he's not going to pounce down here in front of us.
Well, it'd be great for the video if you did. But just from looking at the closure, I'm assuming they climb a good bit.
Yeah, you can see actually they can climb and jump really well. They got really long legs, they're excellent hunters, and they can jump about 10 feet up in the air if they really wanted to. So they've been known to actually catch birds in mid-flight, which is highly unusual.
So besides birds, what other prey would they usually go after?
Pretty much anything they can get their paws on, so a lot of rodent species, ground birds, birds that fly in the air, small mammals, like I said, anything that they can catch. And they're actually really good hunters comparatively. You see lions out in the field, or you see cheetahs out in the field that might be trying to hunt for prey and they fail. These guys have a much higher success rate than other cats do. So one of the better percentages as far as catching prey.
So what other predators would challenge a caracal for food or try to prey on them?
Mostly other big cats would be in that range. So they might catch something and there might be another cat that would take it over, so something that's bigger than them. Some other birds of prey might challenge them. You might have some hyenas that might take over something that they successfully took in. Usually ranges around size. So something's bigger, it can probably take what you just took.
So you mentioned hyenas and lions, so I'm assuming they're from Africa?
Yeah, Africa, Middle East, they even range into India a little bit. So depending on what part of the world they're at, they are more successful in being around humans. You look at the IUCN listing, and they're listed as least concern, which means that as far as how many numbers of them there are out there, there's more than a lot of other species that might be endangered or threatened. However, in some circumstances there are fewer of them around, and also some other areas that there might not be as much information known about them. So chances are, just like a lot of other animals out there, that a lot of these populations aren't as strong as what they should be.
But if Bill says least concern for right now, that's something good to hear since most animals aren't.
Well, it depends on the animals. Again, some animals do just fine. Some animals, like raccoons and squirrels in the United States, they do just fine around human populations. They've learned to adapt. But most animals, in some way or shape, they can't deal with people encroaching on their areas or taking their land or adding chemicals to their areas. So certainly humans have an impact on those animals.
So what kind of environments do the caracals prefer?
Usually grasslands. They're excellent, like what we're talking about, excellent hunters, but they can sneak up on prey a lot easier if they're in the grasslands. Their longer legs help getting over some of that area as well, but it also hides them. Their coloration, that brownish, hides them really well in the tall grasslands. Lets them sneak up on things a little bit easier.
And notice they have little tufts on the top of their ears. How does that help them?
Well, a few reasons that people think of anyway. You notice that they have very large ears. That also helps them to hear rodents that might be scurrying around in the tall brush, or birds that might be flapping nearby. So there is some degree that people think that helps with their hearing as well. Some think it also has to go back to the sexual maturity, seeing each other, being able to turn those ears around as well, and kind of say, hey, here I am.
What is one of your favorite things about the caracal?
Well, I think cats in general are pretty amazing at how well they can hunt down things. The Caracals in particular, because of their great ability to catch prey, not just find prey, but also catch it, I think goes back to how well they're made for what they do. And I stated earlier about the percentages when they go out there to look for something to eat, and it's one thing to say that you're going to go out and do something, but to actually be successful at it, and they do both.
I forgot to touch on this earlier with the hunting, but what besides their ears, what other adaptations do they have?
Well, just like a lot of other cats that are out there, they have amazing claws, retractable claws, so they catch something, it's going to be very difficult for that prey item to get away. Obviously they have very strong jaws as well, great eyesight, excellent hearing, like we talked about earlier, which when you're looking for things that might be in the grassland and you might not be able to see them very well, if you can hear them and pinpoint where they're at, that's very important. So all those things combined make them amazing predators.
Well, thank you so much for telling us about the Caracal.
You're welcome.
And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. Don't forget to leave a big thumbs up down below, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my Instagram @ColeShirk. As always, I'll see you next week.